Yeah, so we come into these instances where families become upset and not understanding how disease process comes into play with dementia. So a lot of times we have females or males who move in here and they have a spouse in the community. So for instance, we had a couple who really struggled, where the wife really struggled with her husband's relationship with another resident in here. So when she had come in, she would see her husband walking around and holding hands with this woman, and she really didn't understand why we would allow that to happen. And despite providing as much education as we can regarding the need for companionship, and that the risk of that relationship was very low, and that it actually brought those two individuals purpose, and that his intentions of that were not necessarily to hurt the wife. He, in his mind, that was the wife, right? He wasn't able to recognize her anymore. So we did a lot of providing support on her behalf, but she was still having to come in, and although he would recognize her face and be able to spend time with her, that other woman would still be hanging around during those visits. We could have done better in that instance, as although we provided her support, instead of kind of removing them from that situation and offering that to her, like to say, when you come in, maybe we have visits outside the unit that might feel more comfortable for you, and not fully understanding that person's history and his faithfulness in that marriage, right? And how that really impacted her in a situation where she felt that it was intentional that he was doing this and not recognizing that it was disease. So we certainly could have done better there. Although we felt, we were supporting her in that, she was still having to kind of relive this and really struggled with understanding disease and separating that from who he was and the things that had happened in the past. So I think it's very important that that you are understanding that there is history in every relationship, and although companionship and intimacy and touch and those things are a human need, that we are taking that into account when